All right, we are just going to jump right on in here. I am very excited to paint today. Oh, look at that blue. I like this color of blue. Now, before I started here, I covered the entire canvas with a thin, even coat of burnt sienna mixed with odorless paint thinner. And then I made a basic sketch, a rough idea of what we can do today. I want to paint this mountain, some clouds, some rocks and grass, some trees. But most importantly, I love painting light and shadow. I like hard light, light that just kind of comes across. So that will be our challenge today. That is what we are aiming for. A beautiful light, a directional light. I'm taking some of my titanium white and some of this sky color that I mixed. I'm making a lighter color here. Oh, I like that too. Oh, good. Nice. Really zings across there. Wow. Color for me just makes me so excited. I love seeing how it reacts. I like the texture on the canvas. I like the way it feels on the brush when I'm holding it. Everything about painting for me is just wonderful. It's my happy place that I go to. When I was a little boy, probably 10 or 11 years old, I asked my mom and dad, who didn't have very much money, so this was a big deal. I asked my mom and dad for some painting supplies, and they bought me some good oil paints and canvases. I'm so glad they did that. Changed my life. It's important. It's important. I'm trying that with my kids. I'm really trying to support them. Let them know that their interests matter. It's important to help people out, and I'm grateful that my parents bought me those canvases and let me paint. But then for many years I stopped painting. Then I picked it up again, and I realized that it was the first thing that I really loved doing, the first creative thing that I just absolutely loved. There's something about making something with all these colors. You know, we see the world, we walk around, we see the way things are, but then we want to recreate it. We want to see if we ourselves can try to create that magic that we see in the world. Maybe that's why I like painting. Here we go. Just putting in this sky a little bit at a time. I like this lighter color. Wow, that looks really good. I like this light blue color coming down here all the way to the mountain. Just kind of putting this color in here, and pay attention to my brushwork. This is my style. You can have your own style, but with my style, I like to have an abstract brushwork, every which way, embracing the mistakes that my hand makes. I have shaky hands, you know. This is how I paint. Everyone is different. You might paint a different way, and that's okay. Everyone has a different style of painting. Painting is as individual as people are. We're all very different. We see the world in different ways. And so our art is going to be different. Oh, this is great. I'm really liking this color coming in here. It's important for me to get the edges of the canvas as well, all the way up. Really, all the way as far as you can see on the sides. That's important for me. All right. Just placing in this titanium white, and what it's mixed with is Prussian blue and some turquoise color that I love. Oh, I love it. Don't want to use too much of it though, just a little bit. I'm doing these little brush strokes. Work like this, impressionist work with little brush strokes, was really started because of the invention of the tube of paint. Before that, artists would mix their own paint. But then, coming with the Industrial Revolution and extended travel and goods being able to be shipped around the world quicker, artists were able to go to a local store and buy a tube of paint for the first time. This was Van Gogh's time, Monet's time. Mid-1800s, changed everything. And so the Impressionist movement was artists going out into nature, trying to capture the moment. Almost pre-photography. It's a similar idea to photography, Impressionism. Hey, let me just capture this really quick. I'm not going to spend a month on it. I'm going to do it fast and embrace mistakes and just kind of, it's all about color. It's all about the impression that you received of the location that you were at. Now, today we're painting in a studio, but you can do that. You can go out into nature and paint. I love doing that. It brings me so much excitement to see the colors in the world. When I'm painting, I try to remember, what do I like in the sky? What kind of beautiful colors do I like to see in the sky? I try to copy that, to remember. So, and when I'm walking around, taking walks, going out into nature, I really, really, really love to pay attention to the color. Oh, sometimes you wouldn't believe. I mean, I know you pay attention to nature as well. But sometimes, I can't believe I'm seeing those colors in the natural world. I didn't know that was possible here and there. The other day, I saw a beautiful dead orange and gray decaying tree in front of a red dumpster. And the light was shining down on it, just the right angle to cast this deep maroon shadow on the red dumpster. And I took a little mental image of it in my mind. And I thought, wow, that would be a crazy painting. Someone would look at that and say, no, you can't do red behind it. No, you can. So look, I'm going to put a frame around that little moment in the world. Sometimes art that looks like it could never exist in the real world actually could. It can. Look for the unexpected. I love doing that. Looking around and putting a frame around things. Just, that would be an interesting painting. If you're an artist like me, you're doing that all the time. You're doing that in your life. You can't help it. It always comes to you. You're looking around and you think, wow, look at that. That's great. I heard once, life can be hard. Life can be hard. So pay attention to the graphics in life, not the plot. The plot sometimes isn't very interesting in life. We don't like the plot sometimes. But we can pay attention to the graphics and appreciate them. Appreciate what happens in the natural world. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm paying close attention to the sky. I want it lighter towards the base. Because as things get away into the horizon, things get a little bit lighter, a little bit more desaturated. And I really want to communicate that here. So I'm adding a little bit more titanium white to this mixture, kind of brightening it up. A little bit of this orange too, to knock down the saturation. And then this can go down here. A little bit brighter. Look at that. There we go. Nice. Brighten it up down there at the base. There. Okay. Now, I'm just doing the sky. These are going to be clouds. These other areas. And what I learned early on in painting is that using pure white can lead to a painting that looks, for me, and this is just my taste, but the art community generally agrees that using pure white as the brightest highlight in a picture isn't very good. So I'm going to make sure when I paint these clouds, and I'm just reminding myself here, of what to do. I'm going to make sure when I paint these clouds to not use too much pure white. All right. We can always get brighter later. That's it with oil painting. You want to start a little bit darker and become lighter and lighter. But it's very hard to put a dark color over a light color that you've applied. All right. I might come back and keep working on this sky, but now I'm interested in these clouds. So I'm going to clean off my palette here. Here we go. Make a little bit of space. Keep the sky color handy. There. Make a little bit of space here. We'll do these clouds. I want to start with the darker color in the clouds. Kind of a stormy clouds, a little bit of rain in these clouds. There. Oh, I like this. Titanium white, a little bit of orange. Scrubbing it in. Sometimes for the first layer of paint, I kind of like to just scrub it in, see if the color's working. I don't want to apply too much at first. Now, if you've seen me paint before, you know that I love this orangey, burnt sienna underpainting. And you might be wondering, why is he putting orange all over his painting? Well, the reason why is because it's a color that really, it looks beautiful against a lot of other colors. And if you just let it show through a little teeny bit in the sky, you can add a lot of life to a painting, a lot of personality. Also, this color isn't white, isn't pure bright white. And that color, bright white, can really confuse me sometimes. It can be too harsh on my eyes. And because of it, I can't really tell if I'm getting the right color on the canvas. So this color is more neutral for me in value. And it helps me kind of know if I'm doing it right. If I'm doing the right color that I like. Colors are, your opinion. Everyone sees colors differently. They see the world differently. All right. I really like this. Okay. Now, when I'm painting, it's not always about just the color, though. It's also about the value. And the value is how bright or dark the color is. If you make the sky too light, for example, then from then on out, it could be very hard to make everything else look good. You gotta kind of make it the right value. And that's just something you learn through experience when you're painting. Experience is everything for me. I don't think through things when I paint. It's all just kind of subconscious. It's all kind of muscle memory. And that's one of the reasons why I love painting. Many times when I'm painting for hours and hours, I can go to another world. I can just kind of get lost in another place. Pretend I'm walking around that area that I'm imagining. Just kind of my own little world. A little two-dimensional world that I'm making. It's fun. It's fun for me. Oh, good. Good. Liking this. All right. A little bit more titanium white. Ooh, I like this orange color. Ooh, there we go. I'm going to add some orange to the clouds. Oh, there we go. Ooh, that's looking good. This color looks really great next to the blue. Right there. Oh, I had decided I wanted sky here. I'm going to put a little bit of sky right here in this spot there. I like it when the sky kind of pokes through the clouds. Here we go. A little bit of orange coming through. There. Now again, like I said earlier, I'm really avoiding that bright white. I'm knocking down the white, making it a little bit easier on the eyes. Remember, when you're painting, you want to look at it and just love the way it looks. It needs to, kind of, well, art is all different. Some art really is meant to jolt you, make you think. When you go to a museum, a lot of times you'll see art that's very abrasive, ugly even, on purpose, to give you an emotion. But for me, when I'm painting these landscapes, I just want them to be pretty. I want you to look at it and say, wow, I want to go there. I want to be there. That's all. Something on the wall that can kind of remind you how beautiful the world is. An ideal world. No one gets hurt in this world. There's no problems, no issues. It's just a wonderful place for me to be. A world that makes me happy. My world. And you can paint your world. And it is, it's liberating. It's wonderful. Painting truly can be therapy for you. It is for me right now. And I like talking too. I talk to myself when I paint, even when there's no cameras around. Helps me focus my mind. And sometimes I can get some of these emotions out of my heart that I didn't even know were there. I can work through things. And so what you're watching right now is my therapy. It helps me deal with life because life is hard. Life can be difficult. I don't think as humans that we commiserate enough together about the challenges we face in life. We pretend that everything's okay. Oh, I've got everything under control. How's your day? Oh, good. Oh, good. Mine's good too. No. We all are having a hard time. I know that because we're alive. Being alive, just being a human. Just being a human can be challenging. Some of us have more challenging lives than others. I'm just getting some of this purple here. I know this is a kind of a wild bet, but ooh, I like that. I said, oh, good. I want to even more. I'm going to be going bold with this purple. Let's see. Oh, a little bit here and there. I like that. There. Not too much. Just a little bit of purple here. There. There we go. Ooh, that's pretty. Just playing with the color. Just thinking, oh, I wonder what would happen if I did this. That's what I love to do. A little bit more orange. I'm going to go bold with this orange. I think it'll look good. There. I'm going to get brighter. A little more orange. There. Nice. There we go. Painting can be therapy, yes. And if you've painted, you know what I'm talking about. The other day, I was talking to some people, and it was mentioned that I was a painter, and I said, the reason why I do it is because of that space that I can go to. And I was talking to someone, and they said, I get there when I do Legos. I love it. I get to this mindless space where all my problems go away, and they do Legos. And that's important to remember, that there's always different creative things that we can do to get to that space. It's not the work of art that matters. It's that wonderful time that we got to spend in a creative space. I've learned recently about Roald Dahl. He was very interested in having a proper creative space for himself, a proper environment. He had a shed that he had to walk to quite a ways away from the house because he wanted to be removed from everybody. And he would write in there about 4 hours a day. And he had his 6 pencils. He had a special green billiard table, felt board that he would put in front of him. Special paper, special environment. And he would get lost in his worlds that he was creating. And what I like about that is he had to figure that out. He didn't know when he was young. He had to learn what conditions were best for him. And as artists, we can do that. We can kind of learn, wow, in these circumstances, I'm more creative. I'm more creative late at night, or I'm more creative in the morning. We can kind of tailor a life for ourselves. All right. I'm going to get a little bit more titanium white. Oh, good. You know, if you paint, you know, you go through a lot of white. It lightens up a lot of color, so it's used quite often. All right. I've been saving the brightest parts of the clouds. Now I'm going to put in some pretty bright colors, right where the sun would be hitting. Just kind of on the edges of these clouds. Ooh, yeah, lighten that up. That looks good. Right through there. Nice. Good, good. Many times when I'm painting, most of the time when I paint, I like to imagine, you know, the thing that I'm painting, and I kind of like to mirror it with my hand motion. So when I'm doing clouds, a lot of times I like to do a little twirly things, you know? Clouds are twirly. Try to paint the personality of the thing, not just the thing itself. That's what I've learned from Van Gogh. Van Gogh wasn't about the harsh reality of life. He was about more of an internal, you know, eternal, beautiful side of life that can't be explained with words. That's what authors are for. They can explain things with words. Painters explain things with colors, textures, shapes. That's how we communicate. It's different. And if you could explain it with words, then that would be great. But I like to paint things that are beyond words. There, right up to this mountain sketch, but not overlapping it. I can if I want to. There. There we go. Now, you may have noticed, you see my sketch here still. I've been waiting to blend these colors. I kind of wait, you know? Don't want to do it right away. Oh, see, look, I'm going to try to blend this cloud here. Look, soften that edge. Give it some personality coming out. Every cloud is different, comes out a different way. There. There. All along here, softening the edge. See how quick that is? Right at the end. Kind of coming around. Nice. Some more of this color. A little bit of orange, I think. Oh, there. Look at that. These little stragglers. I like painting clouds like this. Here we go. Going up. The wind's blowing them. Going through the sky here. There. Now, I have this paper towel in my hands, and I clean off my brush sometimes. It's important to have a clean brush at the proper times, especially when you're mixing paint that is very different values, like these clouds and this blue. And if the blue gets mixed in with the paint too much, it can really change the color a lot, and we don't want that. There. Oh, I like this little guy right here. There. Beautiful. Way up here, I think I want a little bit more orange. Ooh. Ooh, am I crazy? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Ooh, yeah. There we go. Why is there orange in your clouds, Thomas? I don't know. I just like it. Sometimes I see orange in clouds. One reason why I'm putting this orange here is to accentuate the blue sky. The orange and the blue complement each other, and they let us see both of those colors better when they're both by each other. If a painting's just blue, you don't really appreciate the blue as much. Everything is the same color. So it's nice to kind of vary these colors, change them up. There. Ooh, a little dark color in there. I'll go over that. There. Thinking light cloud thoughts. Thinking, whew, what would a cloud do? Wisp around. Like that. Coming around. There. I love clouds. You can't go wrong. It's easy. You can't go wrong with clouds. Nature in general. This is easy painting, folks. If you haven't painted before, I promise you, you can do this. It's not that hard. You can paint, especially nature like this. Remember, you are part of nature. If you're watching this and you understand what I'm saying, you are, I got my brush in some purple. That was not good. I got distracted because I was talking about things. Okay, here we go. If you're watching this and you understand what I'm saying, that means you're a human, and that means that you are from this world. You are nature yourself. You are nature. Don't forget that. And so nature is appreciating itself right now. I'm nature, and I'm appreciating myself. Sometimes I get the strange feeling when I look at nature that I'm looking at myself. I think that's what awe is. That's what that word probably means. Wow, what is this? Is it me? You know, it's a weird idea. Me. What's me? We don't control much. We can't make our hair grow just by thinking about it. Can't get taller just by wishing we could be taller. Can't beat our heart just because we want our heart to beat. Our body is nature, and it knows what to do. But we have very little control. We can move our arms and legs. And what I've learned in life, the greatest power that I have is focus. I can choose what I focus on. When I focus on the negative, my life is negative. When I focus on the positive, things are a little bit good. Things are a little bit better for me. I like that world. Positive world. There. Wisping these clouds up. Now, if you've watched other painting shows like Bob Ross, for example, he paints a lot quicker than I do. This show is not going to be just a quick little 30-minute show here. This is longer. It's incredible that he can paint that fast. And I don't paint that fast. There. I've always been interested in Monet and Van Gogh. I love that. But I try not to look at too much art, you know? Art's not about looking at other art. You don't go to a museum to get inspired, you know? Ultimately, you go to a museum to see how other people were inspired. And then you can go into nature and you can be inspired yourself. How do you see it? That being said, I love going to museums. Museums are wonderful places. All right, a little bit of this darker sky color for the top here. Oh, good. See, the darker we get this top, the lighter the bottom of the sky will look. It's all a game of light and dark in relationship with each other. That relationship is everything with painting. You thought I was done with the sky, didn't you? No. I wasn't done with the sky. All right, here we go. I'm almost done, and I'm, well, not done. You know me, I always go back and finesse things when I see them. But I'm liking this sky. I'm going to step back, because when I'm close up, I can't really tell. I can't tell for sure if I like it. I need to have a perspective from across the room, because, again, this is Impressionism, and it needs to not have detail, but give the illusion of it across the room. There. All right, I'm going to step back now. I'm liking this. This is just great. Let's have some more fun. I want to start putting this mountain together. So what I have in mind here is a lighter area that the sun's hitting. Then here it gets darker, pretty dark here. But remember, this is far away, so I don't want it to be too dark. And then this is a darker blue color back here, but I want it to be lighter, not too dark. Then we got some snow, and really the personality of this mountain is going to come together once I kind of see what I got going on. What comes out of my brush? I like this blue color. Let me just start scrubbing this in here. Ooh, I like that. That is good. Scrub this color in here. There. Just kind of go along these edges here. I don't want to pick up any of that sky color because it'll kind of ruin the color on my brush. So I need to be careful. There. Come down here. All right. Coming down. I think this is going to be just like a pretty sharp ledge. Coming down here. See that? I'm scrubbing in this color. I like that because with oil paints specifically, and unless you've painted with oils, it's hard to understand this. Once you've put on one layer and it's wet, going over it can be very difficult. So you want to apply a dark color, the darkest you want the area to be first. And then you can lighten it up. And you don't want too much paint at first. You want to keep it a little bit minimal, a little bit bare for my style. All right. Coming down here, just kind of really scrub this in. Look at that texture. Almost looks like side of a mountain coming down. Look at that. I'm pushing very hard onto the canvas, working it in. Don't be afraid. Really let that just work in. Think rocks, think mountain thoughts. Think mountain, and it'll look like a mountain. Simple. There. Liking that. I want to have a little bit of a darker color as well. I'm going to get a little bit of my burnt umber, mix it with this Prussian blue, and make a little bit of a darker blue, deep. I want to add some purple to it. There. More Prussian. A little bit more of this blue. Nice. All right. A little bit more Prussian, or a little bit more burnt umber. Okay, I like that. I want to just give a little bit of a, this will be subtle, but a little bit of character here. Just kind of coming down the rocks. Just some subtle, just want some of these to go sideways. There. This darker color, I kind of want to put along the edges. Nice. Now, when you first start painting, you just started. And you don't know exactly how the physics of, and the viscosity, and these are big words, I don't know very many, but the viscosity of the paint, the way it moves, what happens when you put, some of these colors are much more vibrant than other colors, much punchier, and so I only need a little bit of that one on my brush, and you got to remember that. But sometimes for me, painting is so complicated. There's so many things to remember that I just kind of shut off my mind and try not to think about it. Just kind of Ooh, I'm going to take some of the sky color, mix it with this blue, and have a lighter blue. A little sneaky little areas here where the, see this lighter color there. Kind of to complement these darker colors. Coming down. I'm letting my brush be haphazard, just letting it do what it wants. There. Right here. Nice. Nice. Let's go with this darker color again. Good. Now, I'm going to probably do, I think I'm going to do this part first. Then I'll kind of go back, because these will be a little bit of a lighter blue. So I'll do this mountain first. There, coming down like that. Scrub that in. There. I don't know if you can notice, but there is a little bit of this underpainting showing through. When I'm all done, you'll still see it here and there a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much. I want an even lighter blue here, once in a while. Just a little zing. I think I want a little bit more purple here too. I love my purples. Purple is a very pretty color. And purples are seen far away. When you're far away, when mountains are far away, they're more purple. Ooh, you see this? Just a little bits here and there, and it'll fool the eye. There, I like that. It'll fool the eye far away. Look like little ridges and ledges. People will fill in the gaps of your painting. If you give them just enough, they'll see what they need to see. Every painting is unique for each person that sees it. When I see a painting, I notice different things than you do. When you see a painting, you notice different things than I do. Just like life in a situation. We all notice different things. We have different interpretations of situations. It's very interesting to me. I think about that a lot. And I also think, man, what am I getting wrong here? I always try to leave a little bit of room there to think, maybe I don't have all the information. This person was just rude to me. They just called me a mean name. And instead of reacting and being very, very upset about it, maybe I'll just let it go, because maybe they're having a hard time. I don't know. I don't know. I like that. That's darker color, and then some more burnt umber. There. Kinda. Oh, good. See, sometimes I try to put down a lighter color, and then I realize, oh, it's not showing up. Well, it's because there needs to be a little bit of darker colors next to it, so you can see it. See, my style of painting here, the way I like to paint, I'm making mistakes all the time. I'm always making mistakes. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna get kind of this started. I just want to see what color would work here. Thinking I want it to be a little bit more red. Let's see here. Burnt sienna color. Some white. A little bit more white. A little bit of green to knock down the red. I'm liking that. Okay. So what I want to do here is I don't want to forget this dark color. I want to scrub this in first, but I don't want very much paint on my brush. There. Scrub this in so some of these dark values can kind of show through just a little bit on my highlight. Along the edge here, just a little bit of there. All right, now that lighter color, come in with this, just kind of streak it across, let it break a little bit, give the indication of a little bit brighter. Give the indication of light hitting some of these rocks, but there's also shadows there. Oh, good. There. Coming up here, all the way to the top. That's where the sun would hit. See, it's that angle. It's that side of it. There. I want a little bit of red. Just kind of a little bit too much red. Where you'd say, well, Thomas, that's too much red. Well, that's what I want to do. A little orange, a little bit of red. Just kind of let it zing here. Ah, look at that. Look at this. A little bit more white. Let this really, there. That's when it gets fun. Coming down here, maybe this comes here. Maybe this ridge kind of comes up here, breaks through there. I don't know. Let's see. Comes down like this. A little bit darker. Let that really show. There. Put a lot lighter blue behind it. Kind of let this stand out. It's a separate peak. There. Nice. It's looking a little bit like a mountain, a little bit. You never know. A little bit of red. I like that. Oh, good. That is good. Coming along here. And you know what? I think the sun would hit this right here. That. That's fun. That's very fun. A little bit darker here. I want this ridge to stand out a little bit better. There. Good. Just letting my brush do what it wants. Some people are better teachers at painting than I am. They have it all in their head. They know how to explain things. Mine's just a big jumble of emotions. That's what my head is. I've got a lot of emotions going on. All the time. Too many, probably. I'm someone who has a lot of deep emotions. When someone says something to me that hurts my feelings, sometimes I think about it for hours afterward. Try not to, though. I try to let things kind of roll off my back. It's important. Oh, I like that. Coming this way, like the mountain kind of starts there, coming this way. And I'm getting it a little bit lighter down here, like there's a little bit of mist or something. Just a little bit of a hazy area. Coming down. Maybe it'll come all the way down here. There we go. All the way up. This is going to be snow. I'm really excited about this. Put that peak in. Oh, what the heck. Let's just let this kind of play through here. Get that color off our brush. Oh, that'll be nice. Ooh, this could be darker here. Not as dark, but a little bit darker. I like that. Right here, I want it a little bit darker. Some of this blue and burnt umber. Kind of like that. There. A little bit more Prussian mixed with that burnt umber. I really love Prussian blue. It's beautiful, deep blue. Beautiful color. There. Darker here. Nice. Yeah. Darker there. I like that too. Ooh, let's get some darker colors in here. Look at that. Good. Just kind of coming down here. I want to mix up a little bit of snow color, and I want it to be like a blue. Ooh, maybe I'll use some of this turquoise. Check this out. White, of course. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to use this blue. I'll use that white later. There. I'm going to use some of this turquoise. Liking that. Maybe a little bit more turquoise shadows today. A bit of Prussian in there. A little bit more white. There. So I'm going to come in here with this snow. Just kind of lay it in where I think snow would be. This is a shadow snow color. When it's in the sun, it'll be bright. But here the snow is kind of just hanging out. Coming down this there. I like that. Maybe snow could be kind of here underneath there. Coming around there. I like that. I just love blue snow. I don't know why. I love that, the shadows, the light. Lately, I know this is going to sound weird, but I've been waking up at 4:30 most mornings and going on little walks by myself. I like it. It's a time where I can be alone and I can see the sunrise and the colors of the world. When the sun's coming up, beautiful. I like seeing the street lights and seeing things transition, very slowly, almost imperceptible, but the sun comes up very slowly, and before you know it, you look around and there's light, and a new day has started. Kind of sneaks up on you. Sometimes I sit on a park bench and just watch the sunrise. There. I'm just putting some of this blue color here to just kind of give the indication of snow on some of these ridges. It falls in it and it kind of gets stuck. This is very steep, but a little bit of snow here and there, Never hurt nobody. All right, here we go. I think I want a little bit of a lighter color right here. There. Right there. Good. Not sure what I'm going to do here. Maybe some more of this blue color. There. Scrub that in. Coming down. Oh, good. Let's scrub that in. Yeah. When I'm painting, I really try to reserve judgment. Just embrace the mistakes I make, embrace the situation, the colors on my brush. Just say, well, now that I've made that mistake, I can't go back. What should I do? Well, you could do this, you could do that. There. Opportunities present themselves. Maybe this can be nice, a little bit darker here. Painting has really helped me embrace the ups and downs of life. It's always a constant metaphor in my mind. Wow, just like life. We can sort of just roll with the punches and surf, surf life, instead of trying to control it too much. This helps me do that. I think animals do that in nature. They're one with nature. It's hard for us humans to do it. Our egos, our minds get in the way. We think we're so smart. But when we can just kind of let ourselves give up a little bit, I think wonderful things can happen. Maybe not give up in every aspect of life, but kind of relinquish control. And I've been surprised at the wonderful things that happen when I just let go. Okay, there. Ooh, I like that. All these different textures. I'm going to step back, kind of look at my painting here and see what I'm thinking. Back in a minute. Well, I'm really loving this so far. What I want to do now is I want to kind of finish up this mountain area. I want to work our way down all the way, and then we'll do this cliff face is closer to us. We'll work down kind of close to the trees, and then we'll work on the trees and work our way down. I'm interested in this peak right here. I want it to be a little bit lighter. Oh, good. Good, good. There. This lighter blue can come all the way over here, I think. Kind of a lighter, desaturated blue. Put a little bit of that orange in there to knock it down. There. Nice. I'm liking this a little bit better. Good. You see, if I go too light at first, then I can't go any darker. So I like to start with as dark as I want to go first, and then kind of work my way lighter. There, I like that. A little bit darker through here. Right through here. Yeah. Great. Now a little bit of this lighter color. A little bit of lighter blue. Kind of there. It's really far away, so it's getting lighter. A little bit lighter than that even. I like that. So when I'm painting, I have total control. Other areas of my life, I don't. But here on this canvas, I can do whatever I want. It's all me. And if it doesn't work out, I have no one to blame but myself. I like it that way. Something that I can take responsibility for 100%. That being said, I will say, like we were talking about earlier, tubes of paint, you know. Thank goodness for these folks that make these great paints for us to use. We don't thank them enough. Beautiful colors. There's people who actually work in factories that make this paint. I'm using Gamblin paint. I like it because it's a thick paint. I like it a lot. There. Oh, I want to put a little bit of this orange and make kind of an orangey, kind of distant reddish blue color. There. A little bit of purple in there. A little bit lighter. Nice. I like that. A little bit of orange. Good. There. All right. Coming up here. Good. I want to bring in some of this lighter color. Almost like the sun is kind of hitting pretty far away, but there's little indications here and there. Good. You know, sometimes you probably see what I'm painting and you think, oh, you've done it now, Thomas. This is no good. You know, sometimes I think that. It's hard. I think, oh, shoot. Do I really know what I'm doing? But then I have to remember, you know, this isn't about me. Painting is about acceptance. For me. Painting for me is about accepting things, letting things go. Just kind of there. Trying to make this little ridge here. I feel like the sun's hitting it from the back. Kind of fun. Oh, messed that up a little bit. I'll just fix that. Nice. Okay. A little bit of that going on. Distant mountains. Nice. I'm going to scrape some of this away. Maybe make it a little bit lighter towards the base. Nice. Oh, there we go. Make a little valley way back here. A little valley. Nice. See, it's fun how we can just move things around and make the world the way we want it to be. I think what I want to do back here is I really want to blend this edge. I don't want it to be too hard because it's really far. So I really want to kind of make this seem like it just blends into nothing. Kind of, you can't tell. There. Soft line here. It's far away. There. Good. A little bit of a darker blue here. There. I like that. A little bit of this more saturated blue. Hit it for just little parts here and there. Remember, we don't have to mix all of our colors. We can throw in little accents and people will pick them up and their eyes will blend the colors together for us. We don't have to do all the work. It's more participatory for the audience to kind of see a painting and then fill in the holes. Of course, some people don't like that kind of painting. I do. I like Impressionist work. I like Van Gogh. I like Monet. Of course, Van Gogh's a post-Impressionist. I would put Van Gogh in his own category, though. Can't be too quick to categorize Van Gogh. Can't be too quick. There. Okay. A little bit of this darker color here, and then I'll kind of put in some of this snow. More snow. I like this snow color. It's pretty. Okay. Kind of lay in the snow. Where would it go? This little area here. It's working its way down. There's kind of a ridge. It's just kind of in this lowest area. It's probably been there a long time. It's cold. I love snow on mountains. I paint these things because I live in Arizona where it's hot, and sometimes I just really want to be up in the mountains. Luckily, though, I live in the Phoenix area, so just a short drive for us to enjoy the cool weather. Just a short drive. A couple hours. We can be up in the mountains. So that's good. There. I want to communicate this ridge better. Kind of a, see it? A little bit of a darker blue, some burnt umber. There. Ooh, there we go. Some ridges coming down. Kind of some more character. A little bit of this lighter blue. You know, when I was younger, you might relate with this, I don't know. Some of you might. But when I was younger, I had a hard time paying attention in school. Things that I didn't care about, I had a hard time. But then things that I did care about, I could focus like no one's business. In high school, I really got into songwriting. Really loved the Beatles. I had a band. We recorded music. I really got into it. I cared. But then when it came to school, my grades suffered. Some people are like that. They have a hard time doing things that other people want them to do. I have to kind of get on board with something before I, will actually be able to focus on it. I have to care. Some people are like that. And some people can see that as a weakness, but it's also a strength. It's also a strength that I have. I need to remember that. It's okay to be different. Some people call that ADHD. ADHD. It's fun to have a name, but sometimes names make things so clinical. We see them in a different way. Okay. Nice. A little bit more of this blue snow color. Nice. It's kind of coming. Oh, there we go. Comes back in here, kind of just sits, hangs out all day. In that little area, it likes being there. Snow likes the cold. It wants to be cold. It likes it. A little bit of red, wouldn't that be fun? Why not? A little bit of red, just zing it across. Not too much, just a little bit. A little white, just a little bit of red in there. There, look at that. That's fun. I want to put a little bit of red up here too. That'd be nice. Oh, a little bit of red, just to kind of mix things up. There. Nice. Work that in. Okay, let's continue here. So, we'll make this white. We'll make this snow a lot lighter. Lighter colored snow. Let's take this light color. I think this will be good. You know, I want to add a little bit of warmth too. There. You can always make it lighter later. Make it lighter later. That's right. That's the rule. There. The light part of the snow hitting. This is far away. Really far away, working its way. Maybe some down here in this valley. There. Let it just fall into nothingness. I want this to be a little bit darker through here. I'm going to add some Prussian, some umber. I keep using these colors, but we'll use some other colors later. There. You know, I want a little bit of red here too. Yeah. There. Nice. Ooh, look at that. give that ridge some personality. There. Kind of outline this snow. Good. And here we can have the light striking this lighter color that we used up here. Some right there. Maybe a little bit more red. Like that. There we go. The sun is striking these different areas. Different colors are coming out. There. Help that stand out a little more. Maybe show off this blue color here. Let's really show it off. There. Just a little bit more. That's what I want. Just a little bit more edginess here and there. You're like, what the heck? That looks good, and I don't know why. Good. All right. Maybe a little bit more snow here, just to kind of fill that in. There. See, you can't go wrong with mountains. You can do this. Buy some paints. Go to your store. I love painting. People realize it's easy. They realize it's easy when they watch someone else do it. They say, I think I could do that. That's what happened to me growing up. I watched Bob Ross on Saturday mornings on PBS. And watching him, I thought, I think I could do that. I think I could do that too. And now I can. It's a wonderful dream come true to be able to paint. I remember when I was a little boy, I just wished that I could paint. And now I do. It's interesting, though, that sometimes when we finally get what we want in life, we're still not happy. I think happiness doesn't have to do with what we have in life. Not our money or our circumstances as much as our focus. So I try to focus on the good. The good things. All good things. It's hard, though. Sometimes I forget. Make mistakes. I think, why am I so upset? Oh, that's why. Because I forgot that I need to think happy thoughts. That being said, sometimes it's very important to let ourselves feel our deep emotions. We don't want to run from them. We need to let ourselves go through them. Earlier today, something happened, and I was very frustrated. I was sad. And I laid down on my bed, and I let myself pout for a good 30 minutes. I'm a grown man. And I let myself just kind of pout. That's okay. You can do that. Then you can get up and you can kind of rethink the day and kind of start over. That's fine. We all make mistakes. Each one of us. Nobody's perfect. They look like they are sometimes, don't they, though? Some of these actors, some of these movie stars, they look so perfect. But they're not. They're just people. They're all just people. Nice. Some of this lighter color, I just want to just kind of hit this here and there, kind of sideways. There. All right. I think I want to scrape away a little bit of this snow. There. See, I made a mistake. I'm realizing that I just don't like this. There. Now I can get some darker color. I can kind of let this stand out. Nice. A little bit of red. Ooh, not too much. Okay. Kind of. There. Running down. The direction of my brushwork is important. think about what the rocks are doing. How are they laying down? And that brushwork, it communicates so much. It's cheating almost. It's our little secret, okay? Sometimes brushwork can really just communicate angles, which with mountains, it's all about angles. Angles and color. Pretty simple. Oh, I want to put more snow right here. Right here. Nice. A little bit more through here. Very good. I don't know what's going on down here. Just something. Just a little valley. I don't know. Maybe comes down and becomes more purple. It's all in the shade though. This is in shadow, and that's important. And it may look easy, but I plan ahead where the light's going to be. I make a plan. Colors, they're another thing. But the basic structure of the picture, you can do that. Now, remember, Bob Ross, he never did sketches. He prided himself in that. But my method is a little bit different. This is a method that I like. I like doing it this way. Making a little sketch first just kind of helps me feel a little bit more confident, which is important for me. But I also understand that as I progress as a painter and as I grow older, my style will change and evolve. Many painters, their styles are changing and evolving. Van Gogh's style was always changing. A little bit more snow back here. There. I want some more white. I really want this snow back here to just be a little bit brighter. Not too bright. A little bit of this. There. Not too bright. But pretty darn bright. There. There. Let some of that pure white in there. That way it'll sparkle. Now, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to lay in some of that bright snow. There. Maybe a little bit up here, a little sneaky. A little bit. There. Okay. Maybe a lighter purple color here. A little bit of purple and burnt umber. And some titanium white. Maybe. This is more purple through here. There. Nice. What the heck? Just kind of go up to these trees. I want this color to be lighter by the trees though, because they're going to be dark and I want them to stand out. There. A little bit more snow just kind of cradled in here. There. Just kind of lay it in. Sometimes these brightest colors I like to just glob them on really with a lot of paint. Give them some texture. Okay. I'm going to take a step back and see where we're at. Be right back. All right. Let's show this part of the mountain a little bit of love. I'm going to grab some blue. I want it to be lighter than this main part because it's kind of going back. So we'll kind of experiment here with some colors and see what works. A little bit lighter, a little bit more blue, a little bit more fun. A little bit lighter than that even. Good. Oh, I'm liking that. What I want to do is kind of scrub this in. There. Work it in. Work it into the canvas. back here, we can just let the paint break. Just pushing very hard. Letting the paint just really get in there. Coming down here. There. Many people wonder why I use one brush for a whole painting, and I use a small brush. The reason why is because I just like to not complicate things. Painting's hard enough already for me, so when I can just simplify something for myself, I like to do it. So I just like using just one brush. Many times when I'm done painting, it's almost all of the bristles are gone. But that's okay. These brushes are just a few bucks. Here, a little bit darker here. I like that. Coming down here, there. A little bit darker here. Even a little bit darker. I'm going to cover most of this up, but I just want a little bit of this darkness. A little bit of purple, a little bit of red. There. All right. Nice. Yeah, look at that. I get so excited about when these colors are just working. We'll make this lighter. We'll make it work. All right. Okay. A little bit of a lighter blue coming in here. Oh, look at that. Just kind of working this way as it goes down. There. A little bit of lighter blue way over here. We'll make it really light. Just kind of tease this light area. A little bit of fog down there as we go away. A bit of atmospheric perspective and mist. Oh, I like this lighter color. So now we're going to go over most of this with this lighter color. And kind of give those little ridges some attention. Nice. I like that. A little bit of a darker color on the back side of these. There. A little bit of that. Look at that. Just changing a mountain. I'm kind of liking that. So with my style, I kind of like some of this underpainting showing through, and I don't want to cover everything up, and I don't want to work over a section too much. I want it to appear a little bit effortless. And the only way to do that is to actually have it be effortless. I don't like it when people say, oh, this is a lot of hard work. A lot of hard work to paint. Maybe sometimes it is. But, hey, I don't need to work too hard. I can just have some fun here. Nice. Some more of this purple. Ooh, yeah. Purple valley down here. I want this, because the shadow's coming down like this. I'm just going to really outline that shadow. Let us see that break. There, from the mountain. Darker there. Lighter over here. And a little bit more orange over here. A little bit more orange. Kind of zinging across the land. There. See, I'm moving my brush haphazardly, and it's creating haphazard little ridges. I don't have to think too hard. Now I can kind of blend this shadow. There. Okay, a little bit of a lighter purple. A little bit of orange too. A little bit of, this turquoise color. Nice. A little bit more purple. A little bit of this I love yellow ochre. Love yellow ochre. All right. Let's see here. This ridge is coming up like this, and that's the shadow side of it. Kind of comes up. A little bit lighter to create some definition there. Not too much. Okay. This darker side, I'm gonna kind of add a little bit of texture on this back side of the cliff. Kind of like that. Let's have some fun with a little bit of bright white snow right here. Now, I've learned over the years that a little bit of orange or yellow with white just looks really great. Okay, makes it seem kind of warmer, you know. There. Put in this snow. We'll just lay it in, working down. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little bit there. There. I'm going to blend the edges of this snow way back here, kind of make it seem a little bit farther away. Just not a lot of rough edges back here. Softer. Nice. There. A little bit more of this orange. I just want to... There. Nice. All right. I think I want to keep this purple going. We're just going to keep this fun purple color going. There. And just around the snow here, I want to create these rocks around the snow. Kind of working our way down. Let this purple just kind of come through here. Really make a mess. Just bring that purple down. Nice. Now all these little things I'm doing, they're going to determine, you know, some details or the illusion of detail. You don't have to think of all the detail. You just kind of do some marks haphazardly. See, those are the shadows. Now I can come in with a brighter purple. Kind of do some highlights. That simple. Right there we have the illusion of detail. Coming over. I think I want more purple. I like this. But I want it pretty dark. Yeah. More purple. Purple's good. I like that. Oh, on this side. Let's just bring that in. And now we can bring in some orange along with that and make it brighter. Really make it sing, because this is in the sun. Oh, good. The sun's coming right through here. These two. It's coming between this, and it's coming down. I like that. And then it's in shadow again. It's a valley. Nice. Oh, look at that. We can just... There. A little bit of a darker purple. Put some green in to knock down the saturation. mixing it with all these other colors. It creates color harmony when we do that. We don't have to be too clean. We can let our colors kind of work together. We don't have to try too hard. A little bit of this burnt sienna. Just going to throw that in for some reason. I don't know why. Each color for me is a little personality. I love burnt sienna. It has a little bit of a grittier feeling to it. It's one of the cheaper colors. This orange and red that I have, those are expensive. Sometimes I don't like that price tag when it hits me. Oh dear. But that's okay. Bring this snow up. There. Okay, I love the contrast between the white, light snow and the blue snow. It's so fun to see that. There. Wonderful. Okay, let's bring in some more of this orange, some yellow ochre. Kind of have the sun hit and sparkle down here in this valley. We don't know what's going on down here, just some marks. People will say, wow, that must be a little area down there where things are happening. Yeah, little area. Okay. Oh, I like that. Get this darker color in here. There. Working our way down there. Thinking about these ridges and rocks and how cold it would be to try to get to some of these areas. What's it like? When I was a Boy Scout, I did a lot of mountain climbing. Went all over the place. Good memories. Some hard ones, though, too. Remember being very tired hiking. And, you know, I'm not a real hiker for the sake of hiking. I don't like going out just for the exercise. I like going out to see the world. And it took me a while to figure that out. I thought I didn't like hiking when I was a little boy. And then I found out I do. I just don't want to have a set destination that I have to get to in a certain amount of time. I like to look at the bushes and just kind of look at nature as I go. So I try to avoid hikes where I have to get somewhere. Okay, liking that, coming down, getting darker because it's closer to us a little bit in the shadow areas. Let's put some shadows in here. So like a ridge has, I want some of these darker colors in here too. There. Just kind of playing through here. Good. Liking that. Ooh, I want some of this yellow ochre. This is our first time really showing just like kind of a greener color, because maybe there's a little bit of greenery. Not too much, just a little bit. Come in here. Ooh, yeah, I like this yellow ochre. That's great. A little bit of plant life in here, way far away. We're just giving the illusion of detail. It's fun. I never get tired of how fun it is to make a little mark and have it affect the world. Changes your world. Just a little mark. Sure is fun. A little bit of orange in this purple. A little bit lighter. I want a lighter orange color here. There. Good. All right. Fun little area. Ooh, I want a little bit more snow. Going to put a little bit of snow kind of like that. Don't want to think too hard about it. Kind of help us know that it's bright through there. Maybe fix that a little bit so it's not so obviously just a brush mark, one brush mark. All right. Oh, good. I like this darker, more saturated color. Both darker and more saturated. And I want to get less up here and I want to scrub it. Scrub it. See, paint is oily. And if you have too much on the bottom layer, it can become kind of too much to accept more paint. Going to just rub this here. Take off some. There. Like that. Coming down. There. Can make a ridge. A little bit of a darker color now. A little bit of red in there. A little bit more red. A little bit of purple. Yeah. Okay. Now we can kind of outline this ridge and there. So we're working back to front. We're working forward. And it helps me when I do that. I like doing it that way because that way I can just know, okay, I'm in a lighter section, and as I come closer, things need to get a little bit darker. Things happen like that. They get darker as they get closer to you. It's important to remember that when we paint. If we want our paintings to mimic nature in any way. Some paintings don't. That's okay. There's a lot of different kinds of painters and artists. Oh, I like this green. Sneaking its way up here. We don't know. Bushes, little trees. We don't know. A little bit of this blue snow sneaking in. Look. It's all about taking advantage of these little opportunities. Look at this. Aha! A little bit of sneaky blue snow in that shade there. Oh, that's pretty. All right, let's do this ridge. This is going to be even darker. Even darker. So use that dark color we had earlier, and we'll scrub it in. Just scrub it. Just let it get dark. Scrub in that dark color. This whole area here. A little bit more of that dark color. Scrub it in. Nice. I'm going to go along this, kind of establish our edge first. There. Think rocks. What do rocks feel like when you touch them? Think about that when you paint. I like that. That's good. Bring it over to the edge. Nice. I'm just using the metal part of this brush. See that? I'm just kind of letting that hit the canvas and take off some paint. See that? We can do anything. There's no rules here. We can use the metal part of the brush. See that little collar there? We're using that part. We're just scraping. Gives the illusion of kind of rocks coming down. All right, I want a little bit of this blue, kind of more of a blue color. Oh, nice, I like that. As we get down lower. Good. Nice. Just a little bit of color up here, a little bit of purple. A little bit of purple. There. Nice. All right, a little bit of snow. I'm excited for this part. Let's get a little bit of this snow color and place it like there's a little ridge right there. Maybe a little bit more right here and a little bit there. All right, now we can get this darker color. We can go right by that snow. Kind of give it a little place to live. There. I like that. A little bit darker right here. even darker. Even darker. Let's get some red in there. Some blue. I want some really dark areas. There. Nice. Now we can bring that color and bring it down here. Scrub it in here in this dark area. We can scrub it through here. This area is going to be pretty dark. What I tried to do is in the darker areas of the painting, I try to do a little bit less paint. Try to do a little bit more paint in the lighter areas. Get some of this color, grab some of that paint. Doesn't matter. There. Let that go down there. Isn't this fun to see this come to life? There. I want that to be a little bit lighter, especially towards the base. There. I like that. So if you're going to start painting, just remember a little bit of a darker color and then lighter color. That's all. Darker color, then a lighter color. Of course, I don't know how the pros do it. Maybe they do it differently. Shouldn't take advice from everybody. Everybody, especially on the internet these days. Maybe you shouldn't listen to me. Maybe you shouldn't. All right. I like that. Come there. There. All right. There are some lighter areas through here too. I don't know, just some rocks here, some shadows for the rocks. Let's put in some of this lighter color, but I want to incorporate more of this yellow ochre. Nice. A little bit of the blue. Make it green. There. There. All right. I like that lighter yellow ochre color. But I also want a little bit of burnt umber in there. There. And I kind of want to do it even a darker color at first. So I'm going to scrub in some of this burnt umber. There. Scrub that in. Now, the sun's hitting this. So it's going to be brighter. Not too bright, but brighter. There's some grass growing on these hills here. Let's grab some of this orange, make it a little bit brighter. More yellow ochre, some white. Nice. Let the sun kind of play right here. Coming down here. Sure. Between those two ridges. Coming right down. We don't know. Top of that. There. Oh, I see an opportunity here. I see an opportunity. Some snow. Right here. Really bright, and then maybe some there in the sunlight. There. I want some more saturated blue. That's what I want. I'm just going to take this Prussian blue. I'm just going to take straight Prussian. I'm just going to come underneath some of these ridges and bumps. Just going to have some fun. There. Colors are becoming saturated as they come towards us. I can introduce a little bit of this straight Prussian blue color. There. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. I want it a little bit lighter at the base here so these can kind of stand out. There. Good. Maybe some just brown. Browns are showing up now. Hey, brown. Hey, I'm closer to you now. I can show up. That's right. Glad to have you, brown. Glad to have you. Rocks. Sometimes it's hard for me. I think, oh shoot, the people at home, they're worried. They think this isn't looking good. But you know what? Even if you think this looks like garbage, that's okay. I'm having fun right now. Even if this ends up in some goodwill in 6 months, that's okay. A lot of my paintings have ended up there. I have paintings piled up all over the place. Lose them. You never know where my paintings go. There. See, the painting itself isn't special. Once I'm done, I'm done. I'm going to make this a little bit brighter. Even brighter. Let this zing. There. Even brighter than that. Let it just really there. All right. And a little bit darker through here. Just a little bit darker. There. That dark next to the light will make it stand out more. Good, good, good. All around that. Working our way down. Hey, we're all the way down here, and I'm really excited to work on these trees. I'm going to wash my hands, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're working our way down here, and we're going to work on these trees. So, I want to lay in a very, very dark color. And I want this burnt umber and some of this sap green color. And a little bit of Prussian blue, a little bit. There. Make a very, very dark greenish color. Now, without too much paint on my brush, I'm going to kind of scrub in some of these areas. Just the idea of trees. A little bit darker. There. Really want to have a dark, shadowy area on these trees. A little bit more blue, a little bit more sap green. Great. Scrub that in. These trees are growing on this ridge here. They all live together. Big happy family of trees. Sometimes I've wondered what it's like to be a tree. You know, what trees are safe. Secure. Some trees are safe. All right. I like that. Gives us a little starting layer to add more to later. And what happened there is it kind of blended with white, and I don't want that. I don't like that. No, no, no. So I want to avoid that. Keep these areas dark. Don't let the white touch it. There. I want some just burnt umber and blue. Burnt umber and blue. A little bit of purple. A little bit of this turquoise color. Nice. Make a really dark color for the base here. The base of these trees can be the darkest. Hardly any light gets way down there. It's very dark. So I want that area to be dark. Good. All right. Let's have, I think, tree right there on the ridge. I don't know. And have some trees here, of course. Not very good at sketching. So maybe you didn't know what these little areas were going to be. I knew in my head. I knew. Okay. Wonderful. So let's make a green color for the highlights here. I want a little bit of sap green and yellow ochre, of course. Sap green and yellow ochre. Nice. There we go. Now, a little bit more yellow ochre, a little bit of burnt umber. Just a little bit. Nice. Okay. Now we can go through here. We can kind of just give the impression of the sun hitting different parts of these trees. And I'm twirling my brush, just kind of being haphazard. We don't need to fuss here. We don't need to finesse. Nature is going to just do what it wants. It's just going to do what it wants. That's okay. Just let it go. Let each little tree be unique. Have its own little personality. There. Good. A little bit of highlight over here. Just a little bit. Not too much. Good. Nice. Good. I want a little bit more of this yellow ochre. Sure love my yellow ochre. You know me. It's a very natural color that we see in nature quite often. And I want some of this orange incorporated with it. There. This may be a bold move, and I may have to redo this, but let's get some orange on these trees. Good. Maybe some red even. Oh, fun. Good, good. And some of that orange there and yellow ochre. Good. Fun. That's just delightful. Fun little guys. Just having the time of their life sitting on this ridge. Not a care in the world. Some of these additional dark colors. There. All the way to the edge of the canvas, coming off. Some nice trees. All right. Maybe a little bit more orange. I don't know. All right, we are going to introduce some yellow. Yellow can really shine here. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. These highlights really should, you gotta wait. Gotta wait. All right, I want to scrub in some different colors here. I think I want to start with the rocks. So these are clumps of rocks. I just love painting rocks. So we're going to scrub in some dark colors in here and here and here and here. We're just going to get all those in. So I want some, more burnt umber to the situation. More burnt umber. Very good. Good. All right, I'm just going to take straight burnt umber. Some of this blue, more burnt umber there, a little bit of blue. Okay. And I just want to make sure that this is dark enough. Now this dark shadow color, it keeps getting darker and darker, doesn't it? Because we're getting closer to us. It's always important to remember that. Colors get more contrasty, if that's a word, as they come closer to us. So we just want to make sure that these areas are dark so we can put light on top of it. Just like life. Man, I've learned in my life that when I have a situation that arises or a hard challenge that arises, that while I'm going through that hard challenge, it's tough. You know, life's hard. But then afterward, when the challenge is over, my base level stress, my base level of difficulty that I expect out of life is lessened. It's lessened. Going through hard times can make the good times even better. Hard times can be okay. In my sketch, I kind of already put in some of these shadows, so we'll just kind of put the shadow color here in all these different areas. Ooh, at the base of this one. Really want it to sit in the grass later, so I need a dark shadow here. Good. Here. Yeah, what the heck, right there too. All right. Well, that's fun. Kind of make those a little bit darker. Now, with the burn umber, I'm going to come through. I'm just going to scrub. Just scrub a little bit here and there. This is going to be grass through here. Grass, grass, grass. More grass. All right, that'll be fun. Okay, let's bring in some of this previous green color, yellow. Let's try this. Oh, I like that. Okay. Just right along here, we're going to let this grass kind of come through there. And some grass on the other side of this little rock coming through here. Nice. We'll hit it with some highlights as well. Grass comes through here, right through here. There's a little area there. Nice. Good. Love these green colors. It makes everything else work. Pushes everything else back. Makes you realize how far away this mountain is. All contrast. Differences. That's what life is all about. Man. All about these different contrasting ideas. Differences that we have. People have. You know, it's fun. Sometimes we disagree with people, right? Sometimes we don't share the same opinion. Sometimes, though, on many occasions, I've disagreed with my younger self. My younger self thought something was good. My older self didn't. Isn't that funny? You can be your own enemy through time. You can disagree with yourself over time and keep changing and growing. That's okay. No one says you have to stay with the same opinions your whole life. You can change your opinions. That's okay. You can evolve. That's okay. We're all just changing every day. All right. Nice. This is going to be a darker green through here, so I don't want to touch that yet. Oh, good. All through here. Coming along this edge here. Nice. Kind of a darker green now. Kind of want to just make sure that around these rocks we're really dark enough so they can really stand out, because these are going to be light. They're going to be light. So I want to just get this green kind of right up against them. Nice. Because we scrubbed that paint on earlier, I'm able to put more paint on top. Check this out. Let's do a shadow here. There. From the rock. We'll add more to that later. That's fun. In this area, we're going to have some very dark grass. So I'm going to put in a much darker color through here. Really going to let this just scrub it in and let it be dark. Good. Dark green all through here, all the way to the bottom of the canvas. Can't forget that. There's no rules here. No right or wrong. Just a good time. You know, we're just having a good time. That's all that matters when you paint. Are you having a good time? Then what you're doing is good. I heard the other day, hey, if you want to have a good time, and it doesn't hurt anybody else, and it doesn't hurt you, do it. Have a good time. You deserve it. You deserve to relax. Do the things you love. We all do. I think a lot of us work too hard. We're working too hard. Shoot, take life easy. Just take life easy. Good. This is the darker shadow coming off of some distant ridge here. I don't know what it is. Something. And the reason why I do this is because I like light, dark, light, dark. I like to play with these different values next to each other. I was learning about Monet just yesterday, I believe, and learned that he kind of did this technique where he'd scumble his brush. You know? Oh, shoot, I've been doing that just instinctually. That's nice to see. Like, oh, good. I'm falling in line with some of these other things that these greats have discovered. Great. All right. Just going to grab a paper towel. Very good. Very, very good. I'm going to start putting in some brighter colors. On the highlights of these rocks, I'm just going to kind of have some fun here too. Make sure there's enough dark. It's not looking very good, is it? It'll look good. Trust me. It'll look okay. Now at the bottom of my paintings here, though, I like to be a little bit more abstract. I like to finish it a little bit less as we come down, so you can kind of see the process and see how I do things. I like paintings like that, where I can see how it's painted. I want to see how it's painted. I want to know. When you can just see how it was painted, it makes you happy. All right, check this out. See? Oh my goodness. That grass is coming alive. That's just working. Check this out. Dang. I like this. Coming down through here. Kind of think of the lay of the land. Where's the land going? Get this right up to here. It'll make it nice, and this shadow will really stand out. If we can make this brighter, a little bit more yellow, yellow ochre, a little bit of sap green, a little bit of white. Nice. We're just kind of working that in. There's a lot more work to do. We're going to make this look good. There. Maybe some grass through there. We don't know. Yellow ochre up front. Bring that in. Let that live there in the corner. Good. Good, good. Basic values are set. That's important. I want to make a gray color. So I'm going to move some of this aside just to make a little bit of room. A little bit of yellow ochre, a little bit of orange, a little bit of blue, and then we'll get some purple in there. There. Nice. A little bit more gray. We'll add a little bit more green in there. There. Very good. So on these rocks, what I want to do is just kind of put in a darker color. And then we'll put in the highlight. It's just the tops of all these little clumps of rocks. Kind of fun. I like clumps of rocks. Through there. Oh, one right there. Through there. Let's just do that. There, good. Ooh, these rocks needed some attention too. Don't want to forget them. Good. And now let's make a darker shadowy color, but not as dark as before. That'll be fun. Now we can kind of start adding a little bit of interest into some of these areas. A little bit of blue even. I love blue in the shadows. It always is fun. Oh, there. A little bit of a lighter blue. Let it zing. There. Let these rocks just have their own little personalities here. This is going to look good in a minute. It's a little bit of an eyesore right now, but it'll look good. All right. Kind of a shadow there, here. I don't know. Something like that. Let's just put blue here. What the heck? Blue shadow. Okay. Mixing up a brighter color now. Oh, I need some, well, I can just use this. I don't need white. There. Beautiful. All right, let's see if this will look good. I think it will. Look, we're going to get the top of these rocks just bright. Let a little bit of that dark show through. There, one at a time, one rock at a time. Sweeten up the shadow behind this. There. Then another rock. Kind of coming off. That's where the sun's hitting. There. And now the sun is hitting on the top of this. And I'm kind of moving my brush in kind of choppy ways, kind of like sharp, angular rocks. Thinking about what that would be like. The texture to touch the rock. All right. Sun's hitting that rock right there. Sun's hitting this rock right here. We're just making little rocks. Big clumps of rocks. Maybe it'll hit there a little bit. We don't know. There. Maybe back here it's a little bit more blue. Nice. A little bit of burnt umber, just straight burnt umber, just sweetening up some of these angles, some of these shadows. Let's get some light color there. Bring it down. Right there. Good. Just a little mountain straggler. He wants to be part of the big mountain, but he's not. They never let him. You know, they don't invite him to the big mountain parties. No. He's all alone down here. But we care about him, don't we? Look at that. All these little ridges on this little rock. I don't know, 50 feet away from us or so. Nice. Good. Now we can bring in some yellow, a little bit of sap green, mix it together. Really just let this grass just zing across. Ooh, that'll be fun. Let's make a bright rock right there. A little bit of orange. Good. All right. Well, what the heck? Let's just throw in a rock here. Put it in a dark color. Put it in a light color on top. There. And now we can do the highlights back here. These are farther away. We don't know what's going on. They're just hanging out. They think they're cooler than this guy. They're closer to the big one. They say, we're basically a mountain. We're closer. Guy's like, no, you're not. Yeah, we are. We're cool. We're cooler than you. Oh, I like that blue. Just Prussian blue. I get arrogant sometimes. I just say, well, screw it. I'm just going to do straight Prussian blue in the shadows. There. Nice. All right, some more of this orange color. You can add some highlights over here. All these rocks. Nice. That one. There. Ooh, this guy. Let's make him light. A little bit of dark, though. That's okay. Maybe the sun's hitting this. Maybe it's just going right past and just that rock gets a little bit of attention from the sun. And maybe there's a little bit of stragglers, little rocks, little guys. Good. Love it. Love it. All right. I want to put some highlights through here. There's a little clump of rocks back here. Great. Now, some of these lighter colors just dancing. Kind of let some of these rocks just sit in that. Just kind of cements them into our world here. That lighter color just right up against it. Ooh, you know what I want to do? I've got a special color here for you. I'll be right back. I usually try not to use this until towards the end, but I'm just too excited. Look at that. This guy is fun. A little bit yellow with that, and it's going to be just ridiculously saturated. Look at this. The sun is just loving these blades of grass. Look at that. I knew you'd like that bright color. See that? Really lets it just zing in our world. We can make it any way we want to. And in my world, I like the sun. I like it bright. Not all the time. Sometimes when I'm feeling sad, I do gloomy paintings. Maybe one of these days you'll watch the show and you'll see, wow, Thomas is a little sad. He's a little gloomy. That's okay too. There. Those colors are just beautiful. All right, I want a bluish kind of not too dark, but kind of blue, kind of darker than that. A little bit of burnt umber. I want to have these rocks, you know, they're in the shadow here, so they need to be dark. You just need to make sure these guys are dark. All through here. And kind of through here, we can bring that kind of through there. Dark rocks in the grass. There. Maybe bring that color through here. You know, you can say, well, the color's over there, now I'm going to put it over here, and it kind of makes your world make a little bit more sense. And you can use a color in different areas. Nice. All right, a little bit more of that. A little bit of purple. What the heck? Burnt umber. Let's have some darker colors through here. Yeah. Show off that purple. Show off that purple. Let the world see that beautiful purple color. Put some purple here. There you go. This is exciting for me. I love painting. It's just so wonderful that we can do this. Sometimes I wake up and I just can't believe it. I get to paint today, I think. Wow. Just want to kind of help us understand a little bit more what these rocks are doing. Add a little bit of character there. There. Coming down like that. Maybe there's a shadow right here. Oh, maybe we can make it even brighter. In little areas here and there. Just little zings, pops. There. Look at that. Extra little zings. Nice. All right. Maybe we will do some brighter blues to kind of understand these rocks a little bit more. A little bit of character here. There. 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 You don't want this bright color everywhere. Sometimes it gets going so good you don't know when to stop. You don't want the whole thing to be too bright because then you'll kill all your darks. There. I'm going to take a step back. We're nearing the end here. I think I want to make sure the canvas doesn't show through too much in this dark area. I want it to really remain pretty darn dark most of these areas. There. Good. Blend that shadow a little bit. Working back. Maybe we get a little bit of this green color and we just, I don't know, break up this shadow. The sun is zinging right across it. Just going, I'm not going to be a shadow today. Not here. Not here. Great. A little bit more on the rocks here. Beautiful. Wonderful. Deep, shadowy areas. Give a little love to this guy. There. Right up front. Let him be the star of the show. Right there. That little guy. Let him get all the attention. He deserves it. Okay. Well, and with that, I think we just about have a finished painting. Ooh, I want a little bit of a darker color right through here. There. This little clump of rocks needs to have a little zing of light across it. There. A little bit of orange. Hitting that. Yeah. Let that orange just be warm. Very good. Ooh, let's bring in some orange. Yeah. Ooh, sometimes I just don't want to stop. But it's time. Thank you very much for spending this time with me and watching me paint this. I sure enjoyed it. I'm glad that I can do this. I'm glad that people enjoy watching this, and I'll see you next time.